Hi, this is Maria Quattrone, and welcome to Be the Solution podcast. And today I welcome my guest, Jill Smith. Jill, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I wanted to be in a business that I did not have a ceiling. Take a pen and a piece of paper, draw a line, draw another line next to it. At 365 days, if you drew 365 lines, you started here with one line, but look how far you've come. Good morning, Jill. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you. I'm excited to talk with you today.
Always
Jill,
good to talk to a fellow Bambi.
yes, I'm excited. So, Jill is from St. Hubert High School. And, Jill, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing right now? And we could talk about the fashion show.
Sure. So I went to St. Hubert. I graduated in 2016. And when I was here, I took the sewing program. So we're actually the only school in the Archdiocese that still offers sewing. So I took the classes when I was here as a student, and then I went on to study fashion design in college. So I just graduated from college in May of 2020. So I went to, at the time, Philadelphia University, and then they merged with Jefferson. So I graduated from Jefferson with a degree in fashion design. So now I'm back at St. Hubert's teaching the sewing classes that I had when I went here that I learned from.
That's amazing. So, I don't know that you know this, Jill, but I actually, after St. Hubert's, went to Philadelphia Textiles, which is Philadelphia
Really?
University. I did for 2 years for fashion design. And then I decided that I was a terrible sewer and I wasn't a great drawer. So I said, I think I'm going to switch my career to communications and go that route. So anyway, I don't know,
Mhm.
little tidbit of information for
Yeah,
you.
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
So I admire fashion. I love it, and that's why, I wanted to do it. Is that some of the reasons that you chose that path? Do you just have that burning desire for the industry?
Yeah, so I mean, I love the creativity of it. When I was a student here, I guess I really wanted to go into costume design. So I would still love to do that someday to work like backstage on Broadway. But so yeah, I like the like dramatic, theatrical kind of looks like that. And I like working hands on with something. Like so much of our everyday life right now is done on a computer. I like having something where you can sit down and work with fabric and like actually, make something physical.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of satisfaction, right? And
Hmm.
and they're beautiful. They're
Yeah.
they're works. They're in themselves
Mhm.
works. They're works of art.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Hmm.
Yeah. So at the fashion show, are we going to wear these hats?
Oh, so the hats. Yes,
Yeah.
we are going to be having some hats at the fashion show. So I work right after graduation, my college graduation. I got a job working at a hat factory called American Hats. So it is one of the original hat factories from Philadelphia. Back in the day, we had Stetson, Bowman, and S&S hats that were all being manufactured here in Philadelphia. And S&S is the only one that's still standing. We're now called American Hats. But it is a factory. We do production, we do some custom as well, but we really make a lot of hats every day. So I started working there. I never did anything with hats before I started working there, but they trained me from the very beginning, making a hat from scratch. And now I'm pretty much doing everything there. So that's really great. I really love doing the hats. And so, yes, we are doing a little collaboration at the fashion show with some of our hats. So you'll see some of them on the models.
That's exciting. I'm excited, and I think I'm going to get myself a hat.
Oh, good. I'm
I was
excited.
admire I was admiring all of them when I was doing my research,
Oh,
and I
really
found
good.
out that you worked for the American Hat. Yeah, and I had no idea even that they existed. So
Yeah, a
it's so
lot of people
cool.
still don't know. Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing. It's nice.
Yeah.
What a great business.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
know this.
also, the owner didn't have any experience in production or manufacturing. She heard that the factory was going under a few years ago, and she bought it to try and revive it and to save the art of hat making. And
Wow.
so she's doing that. She's constantly bringing more people in to train them to make sure that it doesn't go away.
Wow. I love to meet her. She sounds like an amazing woman.
Yeah, you should have
Awesome.
her on.
I will. I'm gonna make a date with you to do that.
Okay.
That sounds great. So I know this morning we want to bring on some of our students to talk about, where they are in their participation in the fashion show. So the fashion show is May 16th at Torresdale Country Club
Yeah.
in the afternoon. And I know we're looking also for the attendees as well as sponsorships. So lots,
Mhm.
lots going on with that. So do you want to bring in the students, Joe?
Yeah, so first, should I talk a little bit about the program? We have
Sure.
two different classes. We have Clothing 1, which is the introductory course. So they learn, the basics, how to hem pants, sew on a button. They start making pajama pants. They do aprons,
Oh,
quilts, and, stuff like that so that they get the basic foundation down. And then we have a Clothing 2 class where, they have a little bit more background and experience, so they actually make a collection specifically for the fashion show. So I have one Clothing 2 student here with us today that I think she's going to talk to you a little bit about her inspiration for her collection. So I'll bring her over. So this is Morgan Smith. You can take her next.
Hi.
hi,
I'm
Morgan. Nice to meet you.
You too. So I'm a Clothing 2 student, and my collection is inspired by Full House. I just love like the 90s, and I have a lot of denim and like knits. I've been making like skirts, and I made a dress, and I made like a two-piece, like an off-the-shoulder top with like a matching pair of like flowy pants. But yeah,
That sounds amazing. And how do you pick the fabric and the colors?
So when you go to like buy a pattern, you look at the envelope and it gives you like fabric suggestions. So I kind of just go by that or whatever I kind of want to do with it. It just depends on what it is.
So is this a collection that you're going to be promoting at the fashion show?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
So I'll have about 3 outfits, like 3 complete outfits, and I'll have 2 friends like be able to wear them and walk the runway in them, and then I'll
That's
wear one of them.
so other Bambis or
Yes.
wonderful. So all the girls in the school, not all the girls, but several of the girls in the school are also involved, even though they may not be in this program, in the sewing program, or
Yes.
Oh.
So everyone has like a couple outfits, the Clothing 2 students, and so everyone will have like a couple friends or anyone who really wants to be in it can, walk in the outfits that we've all made.
That's exciting. So it's super exciting that this is going to be in person this year.
Mm-hmm.
Since last year was, well, we know what last year was.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited about?
I'm just excited for everyone to see like how far we've all come because last year it was kind of hard because like when we went all virtual, we really didn't have like sewing machines at home, so we
Oh,
couldn't really do anything like that. So I feel like a lot of the Clothing 2 students this year are kind of like not as experienced as previous years, but
oh.
I feel like we've all kind of like come through it and
So what did you do? And what did you do then?
we kind of did a lot of like writing assignments and some of us did have like sewing machines of our own at home, but a lot of us didn't. So it was kind of hard to have like a hands-on class when you're all virtual, when you don't really have.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's something like if that ever happened again, we'd have to go find some sewing machines for
Yeah,
everybody.
actually, this year we have sewing machines in class and at home. Everyone has
love
sewing
it.
machine at home. Yeah.
So it's like we don't even think about those things because
Yeah.
who would have thought that that's what would happen, right? Nobody knew we would need a sewing machine
Mhm.
at home. You
Exactly.
were doing it in school. So that's wonderful. I'm excited. I'm excited to see your collection.
Thank you. I'm excited to show everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Amazing. So how have you been inspired through all of the last year, and what have you done to be
Um,
able to get through it?
I just feel like coming to school like really inspires me, and seeing what everyone's working on, and it just makes me like more motivated and pushes me harder to complete everything for the fashion show.
Well, it's coming up quick. We're less than a
Yeah.
month out, right?
Mhm.
We're actually no, we're a month out today, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
30 days. We're
Yeah.
30 days out. Are you going to be ready?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Of course you will be.
Yes, of course.
We're Bambies, we're fighters, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to meet you,
Thank you.
and it's an exciting time, and things are looking very bright for our future,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, very.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are so welcome.
Okay, so next I have Sarah Spaeth, who's going to be coming on to talk to you. So she's a clothing on student. She's not doing a collection this semester. She just learned how to sew this year from the beginning. So she's just going to come on and talk a little bit about how she's been taking this class during the pandemic.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. So I'm a clothing one student, and it definitely like helped me during quarantine to start like a new hobby that's like enjoyable. Like I really like getting with like my other like classmates and like making stuff and struggling and like working together.
So what have you learned over the last year?
A lot. I definitely didn't think I'd learn this much or like how to do it so well. Um, I learned like the machines. Like I didn't think I'd really get everything on the machines, so now I understand that. And we also had like a few like quizzes and stuff, because like it's like easy to do it like while you're sewing, and then like to take
Right.
it you're like what is everything on like the sewing machine stuff. So yeah.
That is very true. It's easy to do it while you're doing it and while Jill is sitting there with you, right? But then when you have to go back and do it on your own, you have to rely on that muscle memory. So the more that you do it, the more that you repeat that sewing, making that apron or the pajama pants or whatever. Is that what you're doing right now, right?
I am doing a dress for the fashion show right now.
You
And it's
are.
definitely, yeah, it's like I like how we're like in class and then we're like at home too. Because like if I have a lot of questions at home, I can always come here and ask Miss Smith. So I like that it's on and off.
That's wonderful. So what do you think? Are you collaborating with other students to do this, or?
Yeah, like we definitely, well, not like collaborating, but we like help each other. So like definitely with, like the PJ pants, like we all helped each other like through that. And like if we didn't know how to do it, like it was easier like sometimes to just ask our classmates instead of like always asking individually like Miss Smith.
So you're working as a team,
Yeah, but like on our own projects.
right? So, but team building still.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
And is this something that you want to pursue as a career, Sarah?
I don't think it's a career, but I definitely like enjoy it and think I'll do it in the future.
That's a good hobby. You can
Mhm.
make your own clothes.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Exciting times ahead.
Yep.
So I will see you at the fashion show.
Yep. See you there.
Great.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and so then last we have Marissa Kramer. So Marissa Kramer is also in Clothing One, so she's not working on a collection. She's in the same boat as Sarah. But so Marissa is also taking a digital arts class, and she has designed our invitations and backdrop for the show. So you probably saw them on social media, the invitations. So she's going to talk to you about her experience taking both classes simultaneously.
Hi.
Hi, Marissa. How are
Hi.
you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for joining us on Be the Solution.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you making out with everything?
It's good. It's a lot of like hard work, but when you like focus on what you want to do, like you can always get it done. And Miss Smith has been there like every step of the way to help all of us.
That's wonderful. So what do you find, Marissa, what do you find the most challenging part of it?
about designing the invitations. It was just like getting my ideas together and like making them look and kind of like all relate to one another and go with the theme and like still have a little different like differentiating factors.
You did an excellent job. I did receive mine in the mail.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I sent it back with our tickets. That's very exciting. So where did you get your inspiration from?
So Miss Smith had an idea of like a garden like flower. So I kind of just went off like a flower theme and like pastel colors. And once I got like the boat rocking, like I just kept going with it. And like I just started relating all of them and kind of like tying them together.
That's wonderful. Did you find it challenging right now that you're doing both things at the same time? You're learning design and learning to sew?
Yeah, it was just like time management. Like I had to figure out how to get all the invitations ready for the show while still being able to complete my projects to like present at the show.
You have the backdrop complete as well?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. It should be done soon. It's gonna be like flowers, like as an arch going around, so you can walk through. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So I was thinking when she said background, a step and repeat, but you're actually making an archway for
Um,
the.
it's like a background, but the arch is like behind, so it'll look like they're walking, like coming out of the arch, but there still will be like a backdrop color.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an image of an arch.
Oh, that's very cool. With the same colors.
Yeah, it's like the same color theme and like the same pastel and like flowers that I used in the other invitations.
So do you think you might go into graphic design? As
I'm
a,
not sure. I might keep it as like a hobby because everyone has been complimenting me since I did them.
yeah,
But
everybody's going to want you to make their graduation invitations.
yeah,
How about that? You can start your own little side business.
maybe.
Yeah, entrepreneur. You can start your own little side business and design invitations for your fellow Bambies for their graduation or their birthday parties.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, it's always there now that I know how to use it.
Absolutely. You know, that's the beauty of it. You have the muscle memory of it in you. As long as you continue to do it, you'll never forget it.
Yeah. And I experienced that. I talked to Karen Crane. She was a former baby too, and she has her own business. And they like helped me with the invitations. And I had a meeting with her, and I had to like I was on the spot doing every single thing. But it gave me like a real world experience of it, and it was like super professional. So it gave me like a view of how it is in like the real world compared to just being in the building.
Right. Well, it is a little bit different in the real world, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Is that Karen Crane from Crane Advertising?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
It's such a small world. That's amazing. How do you feel?
I feel good. I
Ow, the bell. I remember that bell. The bell ringing. It's okay.
it feels good to like be able to have the opportunity to do all of this and like talk to like former Bambies, and they kind of want the same thing for all of us. Like they supported us along the way as well.
Yeah, we want to see our young people grow and develop to successful young women, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I look for so you're not going to be you don't have a collection, but you going to be in the fashion show?
I still have like stuff that I made. So I made a robe and like the pajama pants, and then the beach bag and the dress is coming up. So hopefully I will have them ready for the show.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait to see it, Marissa.
Thank
It's
you.
so exciting. That's incredible. I love it. I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. It's something like the whole school looks forward to, right?
Yeah, a lot of us have been looking forward to it, and it like gives us motivation to complete all of our projects too and like continue to push ourselves because we have to like present them to other people.
Exactly. So are you using tools of time blocking to get all your work done?
Yeah.
Okay, you say that like maybe or I'm trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good. All you can do is just keep focusing on it and keep
Yeah,
moving forward. So exciting.
for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it was great talking with you today, Marissa.
Thank you for
I
having
wish you,
me.
you're welcome. Thank you for being on. And I wish you the best and continued success. And I'll see you at the fashion show.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi. There were three incredible young ladies.
Yes, I know. I get to talk to them every day.
Oh, and you're very fortunate to do that. So everybody, so tell us what's happening. So how many students are going to be presenting in the fashion show?
So we have about 20 that will be in the fashion show. And so the 6 clothing 2 students will each have about 3 pieces. So that will be, 2 models walking with them as well. And then we also have an alum that's going to be in the show, my former sewing teacher that was here. So Mrs. Green, she is going to be walking in the show with her granddaughter. She made matching outfits for her granddaughter.
How
So it's funny because she was the sewing teacher here, and I've always come back to be the alum in her show. So now this year I'm having a show. So I said, well, can you come be in my show?
that's
So,
exciting.
mhm.
That's exciting. So tell us how the show's going to work. It's on Sunday, May 16th,
Yes.
2
So
o'clock.
at 2 o'clock. Tickets are available on the Hubert's website. If you go on, it's huberts.org/fashion show. So it will start with, we have Pat Cherokee, who's going to be our MC. So
Oh,
she's going to be talking a little bit in the beginning. And then we'll have the girls walking the runway. You'll probably get to see them a little bit after the show as well.
super exciting, especially since last year there was no fashion show.
Yeah, they had plans for one, and then everything just fell through.
Right, right. Now, did you participate in it when you were?
Yes. So when I was a student, we didn't have a separate pop-up show. We only had the show at school. I was in that one, both my junior and senior year when I went here. And then the year after I graduated was when they started doing this pop-up show. So I came back for that 3 times as the alum because I was studying fashion design. So I was usually modeling an outfit that I made in one of my classes.
And now you're at the school.
Yes, full circle moment. Now I'm back
Well,
planning
right.
the fashion show.
How long has that been?
How long have we been planning?
Have you been back into that you started working at the school?
No, so just this year. This is my first year teaching.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
just graduated from college less than a year ago.
Oh, it's only a year. I thought it was 2 years. Okay. So
Mhm.
wow. And then
Yeah.
so you had to graduate college during pandemic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, thank you.
That's
It's
tough.
okay. It worked out in the end, you know.
And now you're at school teaching, and then you're also
Mhm.
working at the hat factory, American
Yeah.
Hats.
Mhm.
So that's juggling 2 things.
Yeah. It's interesting, when all of this happened, we didn't really know if we would be able to have like one good job in fashion. Now I have 2. So I'm very fortunate that I have 2 jobs that I like, that actually both have to do with sewing, because sewing was my favorite part about fashion design when I was in school. Like you mentioned too, that when you were studying fashion, it was a lot more about art and drawing than I had expected, probably than you had expected to. So I was always more into like the sewing and actually making the garments. So I like that I have 2 jobs, that have to do with sewing.
I love that. So my mother sews and has grown up sewing. My grandmother was a sewer in a factory.
Oh,
Um,
really?
but yes, so
What
we're
kind of
going back.
factory? What did you make?
She made a lot of slacks and sweaters. I think it was
Cool.
called Whitman Factory. It was out in Bristol, PA. Oh,
Okay.
Wallace Sportswear.
Wallace. Okay, I'll look that up later.
Wallace Sportswear, yes. Her name was Helen. She worked there for a very, very long time. I would say probably from, gosh, maybe in the 50s.
Yeah. Mhm.
probably 50, 60, 70. She worked there till she was pretty old. I want to say like some 40 years she might have been there. I have to ask my mom, but yeah, so
Yeah.
that's how
Um,
I knew about sewing because my grandmother
mhm.
sewed as a that's what she did for a living. And then my mom would sew and make all of our clothes. And my sister and I always had matching outfits. And then my brother and little sister, they were 5 and 7 years. They are 5 and 7 years younger than us. They would also be matching. So she had 4 children at the time, all matching clothes. I'd have to show you some pictures. You would,
It
and she
sounds
made
like it would be amazing.
she made everything. And then my brother came along 17 years. We're 17 years apart. So he didn't get, he might have got a couple costumes made, but the financials changed at that point. But
Mhm.
my parents didn't have, a lot of money. And so
Yeah.
she made all of our clothes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
actually was really interested that's why I went to fashion design because I even worked at the Sofro fabric store in high
Oh,
school.
really? Did you take the sewing classes at St. Hubert's?
I did.
Oh,
I
cool.
did. Yeah, and we used to make things out of what was that material called? It's like a material that you would make the pattern in.
Muslin?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I'm going back a long time now. I graduated in 1988, so
No, we still use muslin in fashion design. Like we draft our pattern and then we make the first sample out of muslin. So it's just like going through the process, making sure everything will fit right. And then after the muslin is good, that's when you start in the real fabric.
right. And I remember making skirts was a big thing. I know I made aprons, but I made a lot of skirts
Yeah.
for
I
some
have a
reason.
few girls making skirts now for the fashion show.
I bet you
It's
that
good this year because, we're on a hybrid schedule. So the girls come in one day and then the next day they're at home. So when they're at home, they have sewing machines now that they're able to work, at the same time as during class. The Connolly Foundation was generous, enough to give
was
us
going to
a
ask you that.
grant to buy these sewing machines. So we bought 60 sewing machines at the beginning of the year for all of the sewing students. So it's just been working out really well that they're able to work from home. They can email me to ask me questions that they have and then keep going on their projects.
That's amazing. That really is that they did that because
Yeah.
it's got to be. I mean, I when she was saying that she didn't have a sewing machine at home, gosh,
Mhm.
what a
I,
bummer that is to be in sewing and wanting to learn and wanting this to be part of your life, and you don't even have the tools in the
Mhm.
toolbox to use.
Yeah.
So that
Nobody
was
was
very
prepared for what happened last year.
no, 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 no. Nobody
Mhm.
was prepared.
Yeah.
Nobody was prepared. It was a wake up call for a lot of us, right?
Yeah,
We
for
had to
sure.
we had to zig and zag and figure things out and be the solution, which is
Yeah.
how the which is how this podcast came about because of pandemic. And I think a
Mhm.
lot of amazing things, the silver lining is a lot of amazing things have come from it.
Yeah, like even I was still finishing school when this all happened. And so even in college as fashion design majors, we just stopped sewing altogether because not all of the students had sewing machines at home. Everybody had to be sent home, to live with their family when it was in quarantine. So not everybody had a machine. So we just stopped sewing. Nobody was able to turn in their collections for a grade. Like I finished my collection just for myself, but everything went digital. We had to find a way to convey our collection and our concept through like Photoshop boards. So it wasn't ideal, and I would have rather made the actual collections and had them shown in a fashion show. But it was cool because I got, additional experience doing that and having to like adapt super fast to switch gears to a totally different direction.
Well, and that gives you those are skills that take you across the board from in any capacity is
Hmm.
being able to adapt quickly and without a lot of I say drama. We're a no drama zone here at our company, and you could get all wrapped in it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Or you could say, okay, I got this. I'm
Mhm.
going to figure this out
Yeah.
and I'm going to run with it. And that skill to do that quickly is, is something that's extremely important in business and in life.
hmm I think
And
that's probably the best thing that came out of the pandemic is, everybody having the experience to just like switch, switch gears right away and, figure out how to make it work.
I love it. And the people that did, look, you're thriving. How exciting. A year out of college, you're teaching at your alma mater and you're working in an amazing, very cool hat factory,
Yes.
making
Yeah.
hats.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, very
Mhm.
fortunate, Jill.
Yeah.
It's such a great story.
Thank you.
Are you originally from Philadelphia?
Yeah, I live here in the Northeast.
You're North, yeah, I used to live in the
Mhm.
Northeast. That's why, I went to St. Hubert's. But
Yes.
we that was a long, long while ago. I was actually in the Northeast yesterday. I almost drove by just basically I was right around the corner from the school.
Oh, cool. You
Yeah,
should have came in and said hi.
well, it wouldn't be 5 seconds, so
Uh-huh.
I'd want to stay longer. And it's
Mhm.
amazing. The school is like when I went to visit, I guess it was in the fall when I went to visit Lisanne. It was a time going back in time and a
Mhm.
lot of amazing memories and a
Yeah.
lot of, and I had the opportunity to meet you then.
Mhm.
And I didn't know your whole story. So it's great
Yeah.
to hear your story and it's super exciting. So let's tell everybody again how they can participate in the St. Hubert Fashion Show.
Yes. So again, it is on May 16th at 2 o'clock. We're having it at the Union League at Tarsdale. So you can purchase tickets at www.huberts.org/fashion show. So we do have in-person tickets. We're going to be able to have like a limited capacity, audience right in person, but we're also having it on Zoom. So you can purchase a Zoom ticket. We'll be having it live streamed right from the show, and you can just sit at home and watch all of the wonderful girls walk the runway without having to come out in person.
Right? Well, that's great because you can then be in Spain and watching
Mhm.
St. Hubert's Fashion Show.
Yes.
Right. I will be there in person and I am
Okay.
excited, my husband
Awesome.
and I, to come and see all the wonderful creations that the girls have spent, gosh, so much time, energy, and dedication in
Mhm.
order to pull this off and make it happen. So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful to be
Mhm.
part of that, to be able to see that. So
Yeah, we're excited to see you and for the girls to meet you.
I'm excited too. This has
Mhm.
been great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the show today, Jill.
Thank
You
you so
are
much.
You're welcome. You're amazing. And I would like to, I'm going to come see the Hat Factory.
Okay, cool. Let me know.
Yeah.
You can come. We can do a virtual tour too if you want.
Yeah. No, I can come in person. We'll figure out a time.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Sounds great. I'll see you
All right.
real soon.
Thank you. It was great
Thank
chatting with
you.
you.
Keep being the solution, Jill.
Okay, you too.
Bye bye.